last we left off, you guys were just told all about the Globe Snatcher case, which was relevant to your current case. Um, regarding the half orc girl by the name of Britigale, who you found dead alongside her presumed very close roommate, Amali Dojal. After looking around a little bit more in the evidence room in regards to the Globe Snatcher case to see if there was anything else that you could obtain, you had witnessed the departing of Seraphina. As she addressed her people, there was some things that were addressed and some things that were noticed by some of you in the group while she said goodbye. And Crime sending her off before he stormed into the city hall, ready to go back to business. Being briefed on the situation by your Lieutenant Bo, he had asked you guys a couple of questions before he went down to interrogate Alloy, who was found at the scene of the crime. Whilst you guys listened in and Alloy was trying to plead the case, Crime was doing his thing until they abstained and wanted to speak with the mayor. Having a little bit of a brief exchange with Bo afterwards. But then you guys went back to the home of Britigale Falmer and Amali Dojal to see if there's anything else that you may have missed, with the help of Sergeant Crime, who had read the auras of the house and basically told you that there was somebody who was extremely depressed. And then somewhere along being in the kitchen, there was some weird transition of mood or aura that he did not recognize and can only really describe it as suppression. Also getting some lovely confirmation about what had occurred that night from the chickens that they own, thanks to the magic of Drench. And so, after exploring that, you guys went back to City Hall while Alloy was now having a conversation with the mayor as they pleaded their case once more. And the mayor, having sympathy and a little bit more of a cooperative heart than Crime, had essentially offered Alloy a unique and entirely new position to Alloy as an official liaison between the public and the city hall, so that way there is minimal amount of miscommunication and misrepresentation on the work that the government does, while receiving more information and feedback on how to run the city a little bit better. But still needing to await trial, given that simply they were still found at the scene of the crime. Since it was the end of the night, all of you sort of dispersed a little bit, ending the session with Matthew having a little bit of a one-on-one conversation with the mayor about his employment. But now here we are. We are with Mavrin, as she had received a little bit of a letter from her mailbox from another official stating that Alloy, the person who was found at the scene of the crime scene, wanted to speak with her in regards to some sort of representation. So, Mavrin, as you travel downstairs into the holding cells, getting past security, you see Alloy in one of the cells. And Alloy, what are you doing?
Right now I'm really excited, so I'm gonna be sitting in my little chair. I'm glowing currently. I'm not practicing any writing. I'm feeling pretty okay with where this conversation is gonna go. Much less stress than when I was approaching the mayor.
Well, I will approach Alloy very slowly.
Hello.
Hello. I was informed that you were hoping to speak to me. I got this card. She's gonna extend the tarot card.
Hmm. They're gonna reach out and grab it, and then put it back into their little pouch. Thank you very much. Yeah, I actually wanted to talk to you. I'm pretty sure I need a representative in the case against me that you guys kind of filed. Could you do that for me, or is that like a conflict of interest?
Well, yes, conflict of interest, considering I've arrested you previously and did detain you this last time. But I'm also not a lawyer. So,
Oh,
uh-huh.
I did. Well, there was already some stuff that I was going through before. Could I use the same person? Because I also have a secondary thing I wanted representation, quote unquote, for from you and your friends at Squad Wyvern.
Well, I believe last time I'd recommended Aurelina Farinway. I'm not sure if you used her.
I believe I did use your recommendation. I think so. Out of game, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
we
your
got that.
representation for it.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I love them.
perhaps you could contact her again.
All right. As for what I'm currently promoted into, I am here in the holding cell, but this could also be thought of as an office of sorts. I'm actually looking for some representation outside of this holding cell from people that can talk outside of a holding cell. So, what if Squad Wyvern was like the mouthpiece for my current position? I am the siphon for the people's concerns, right? I'm going to be listening through, I'm going to be getting a ton of the news. I'm going to be transferring all of the records that we have that are safe and not confidential into terms that are more applicable and understandable to the public. And I wanted to know, what do you think?
Right. Well, I don't know that I'm the appropriate person to consult for that, considering our conflict of interest. Please excuse me. Gigi!
I salute.
Oh my god.
The dog
Sorry,
needs to
guys.
go on the cat. I mean the bed.
I'll admit I'm a little bit confused as to what precisely you're looking for assistance with.
More, you know how, think of it like a ship, okay? I'm the lighthouse, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to be able to go in the water and be safe. And what I need is a crew to be out there to help people. And you guys would be the figureheads. You would be Squad Wyvern of the government. We help explain things, and I would be able to go and see firsthand how the government does their practices. Because I can take a hit.
Are you saying you're going to join our squadron as a civilian?
Technically, I've already done that.
Okay, and according to whom?
I think the mayor.
The mayor.
And then I reach my hand out.
I think I need to speak to my squadron and the mayor now.
It turns into a salute. Okie dokie.
Fuck's sake. Is there anything else you need from me?
No thank you, actually. That was it. And then
Okay.
I swivel back and forth.
Do you want me to see if I can get, Aurelina in touch with you? The lawyer?
Oh, yes, please, actually. I was gonna ask the guard, but if you could, that'd be great.
No, you can ask the guard. That would probably be better.
Oh,
In fact,
I'm learning his name, too. I forgot it. It'll come to me.
Right. Thank you. And she's leaving.
Okay. So, you leave that scene. Drench, are you cooking? At least that's what I remember you said the other day. Or the other week. Dawson. I don't think he's there. So we will go to we'll go to Kadani. So Kadani, as you are upstairs in the barracks, how are you getting ready? What you doing? What you wearing?
Well, Donnie has wearing her pretty green dress that she previously lent out to Mavrin. It's a very pretty dress. I forget exactly how I described it originally when I gave it to Mavrin, honestly. But she is wearing a nice, black jacket over it. She is making sure to wear her nice shoes with it. She kind of debated about wearing the pretty ball gown, and she's actually sitting here still trying to debate. She's wearing the green dress. She's holding up the blue ball gown dress, and I'm trying to remember where it is hiding in terms of the pictures on that. But she is actually going to do a sending spell real quick to Adrian. Can you remind me on what level of formality is the place that we're going?
Well, we'll be at my house. I would say more casual than formal.
And Donnie is going to do a little thumbs up, little thing, and she is going to pack the little ball gown back safely, nice and neatly, where it's not going to wrinkle, back into the trunk where her bed is. But she is finishing off then the last few things here. She is braided her hair, unbraided her hair, rebraided her hair, put it up into a half do, took it down, braided her hair again, and now it is back up into a little pretty half do with a little green bow in the back. And she is just kind of nervously just kind of more at this point she's done. She's just kind of more nervously trying to fix little things about her outfit, trying to make sure everything looks perfect, everything looks good. And when it's about time, she's going to head down from the barracks to the front of City Hall.
Okay. Dawson, are you back?
I think so.
Okay.
Possibly.
What is Drench doing for the night before we continue with Kadani? Would he have caught a glimpse of Kadani's outfit before leaving?
Yeah, I'd say probably if she happened to move past.
Okay. I will say that Kadani, as you leave the barracks and are coming down the stairs, Drench is coming out from the cafeteria and catches a glimpse of you.
Hi. Do I look overdressed or underdressed, or do I look okay? That bad? Okay.
Or not.
It's probably my issue. Oh no.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Dawson.
Is it
It's
me
fine
again?
There it goes.
There
Okay.
we go.
Hello?
Yes, we can
Hello,
hear you
can
now.
hear you.
I'm so upset.
Oh, we can hear you now, so what does he say?
He. This is for the thing that you have with what is it called in common?
Religion.
Um,
Yeah,
yes, but it is the going out with him.
yeah, kinda.
I'm not really an expert in formalities.
Kadani does a little twirl. But do I look
You
okay?
look you look great.
Thank you. You gonna be okay holding down the fort here by yourself? And you know the other 999,000 enforcers?
I will try to keep them all in check. I make no promises, though.
Good. We rely on you, Sergeant Rich.
You go have fun. Be careful.
Will do. I'll let you know if there's any trouble.
Please do. I'll give her a gentle smile as he leaves, as she leaves.
Sure. And as she turns around and you catch a glimpse of the green bow that's in her hair and it reflects off of the light, you sort of look at it for a little bit longer. And all of a sudden you look to your side and you see a person with green scales. You hear the sounds of chirping and the croaks of frogs and toads and the buzzing of flies. And the moonlight coming through the trees as it hits this person's skin as they are in focused mode, looking down over an alligator as you are in the trees with them. And as you guys sit in your silence,
I don't know what to do.
as you sit in your silence with your hand braced on a branch, looking her up and down, she snaps her head towards you. Do you think that would be a good catch? You hear in Draconic. For the tribe.
I think that will be great. I don't see how it could be anything but that.
Why you're looking at me like that?
He kind of like nervously smiles and looks down. I apologize. I was not meaning to stare.
Yeah, she says. And you see her sort of swiftly climb down the tree. Quietest thing ever, despite the circumstances. And you see as she's hiding in the brush now, just a few feet away from the alligator, who is stalking in the water. And she slithers inside, and you see her form disappear underneath the murky water. And a few seconds later, a splash and thrashing can be heard and seen as the alligator opens its mouth and is swaying back and forth. And you see her arms are now sort of hugged, bear hugged around this creature, and a dagger in her hand as she goes in for a huge chomp on the neck, and then a stab in the other side of the neck. And it thrashes more and more and more until it gets weaker and weaker and stops. You see her now stand up in the water and spit the blood out. As she looks up at you and you look down at her. Well, it didn't come down here. Get it.
He'll like stutter kind of and then let him climb down.
You have your head in the game today. What is wrong with you? As she continues to walk off in the distance, and that same shade of green as Kadani walks out the door now as you snap back to your present. And we will continue with Kadani as she walks out. You walk out into the open air. It's freaking cold. It's getting cold these nights now. But you trek along and check down at the little address that Adrian had written down for you, and you're able to navigate just fine. As you start to cross over into Talon. 1 second. Whoa. Okay. All right. So, heading into Talon, you make your way through the streets and alleyways in the direction of Adrian's personal abode. As per the address you were given, as I said before, the arriving evening air accompanies the symphony of open taverns and the moderate bustle of the people around you, as you notice there being a greater sense of levity in this part of town that you haven't quite seen before, at least not that you remember. The paths seem more well lit. People are having pleasant conversations and casually carrying their purchased items instead of the usual hurried dispositions that have a tinge of paranoia or fear of being the victim of pickpocketing or grifting or worse. Approaching the house, you start to hear the roars of the sea off in the distance, and the ground beneath your feet slowly turns from cobblestone to a mix of grass and sand and twigs. The winds from the far off shore can be felt from anywhere. As the rustle of the trees and up and around you can be heard as you look to see a cozy and matured looking house made of a rich, dark wood built on a stone foundation. A front porch that has a comfy bench and a side table next to it with a lowly lantern that stands ignited on top. Here we go. Oh, that's not. 1 second.
That's why I swear I recognize this music.
Probably from somewhere. Arnar. Okay. There we go. There we go.
Ooh.
So, yes. Going up the steps, the smell of pine is very apparent to you now. A circular metal door knocker mounted on the front door. What do you do?
Well, she is going to take a small deep breath, fix her skirt a little, double check like her hair, is it sitting right, things like that. And she's going to reach and take the door knocker, pause, refix her hair again, and then she's going to go and knock on the door. Bop, 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 on the door.
Sure. After a couple seconds, you hear some footsteps hurry to the door. And answering the door, you see Adrian wearing a dark green, loose-fitting V-neck chemise that is tucked into a pair of dark brown trousers and striding some leather boots, a black belt wrapped around his waist, his sleeves rolled up to his elbows, and a flannel kitchen rag hung over his shoulder. A cheeky smile adorns his face as he makes eye contact with you and leans up against the door. and you get a waft of something herbal and heavily spiced coming from inside as the door swings open. Well, hello there.
Well, hello there, stranger. It appears that we had a dress code. Gesturing to the fact that they were both wearing green.
Yeah. So it was like, I don't know, we were made for each other or something. But you look amazing.
You do too.
Oh, it's freezing
And
out
that-
here. Come inside.
We do, and that smells amazing too. What are you making again?
I am making my mother's hot steam chicken as you walk through the door and he closes it behind you. My favorite recipes of hers, he says as he walks a little bit ahead of you. Come on
During
in.
that time, while he is in front of her, not quite looking at her, she does like fan her face a little bit, and then we'll continue following after him.
Yeah. As you step inside, you immediately see the stark differences of this space as compared to his parents'. From your memory, the house that you've been to previously had like a light, airy quality to it, and like a perfect mix of a genuine lived in and nostalgic space laden with political achievements and remnants of creative and scientific hobbies. And of course, like the grand stained glass windows that made the entire place feel like a kaleidoscope. But this space that you step into is very much darker. A more grounded feel, though, with deep brown and black wood making up most of the structure, large windows that give a spectacular view of the woods that lie beyond, splashes of green that come from the good amount of plants that are tastefully decorating the living room that you're looking at. And I'll go ahead and see change.
Ooh.
Blooms of amber complement this with the scattered sources of light coming from lanterns and candles and fireplace. A wonderful ratio of a log cabin and sleek aesthetic that can only come from someone who highly values the sanctity of their own space. This is it. This is home sweet home, he says. Would you like a bit of a tour? We got a couple minutes on the meal.
Of course. This place looks amazing. So you really like the nice and cozy atmosphere, don't you?
Oh yes, I got this place a few years after my parents had a, and I just really wanted a space that I could call my own. Come, he says as he starts walking. Here's where the good smell is coming from, he says as he takes you to the kitchen, and I'll do a little scene change of that as well. And you see a pot, a big, nice cast iron pot that's on the stove, the fire lapping around its sides, and a little bit of steam coming from the lid. As you can see, I'm a little bit of herbalist. Compliments of my mother, the influence that she gave me being a druid and all, but I think I told you that already. She believed that,
again.
yeah, she believed that a plant could brighten up an entire space all by itself. So why not add a bunch of them, you know? Sorry, I read the chat. So, he continues to show you his space. This place only has 2 bedrooms, his own and a guest bedroom, and as well as a little tiny office. So, like, everything is like very sleek but also humble, giving you a little blip of the design choices that he made himself and things of that nature. His bedroom, if you will. For if you wanted to know what his bedroom looked like, that's what it looked like. Yes. Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you were gonna say something.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I do think Donnie is going to spend a little time in his office, asking around about things that might be on the walls or any books that he might have in there.
Yeah. While you're in the office, you definitely see some illustrations of him and his parents, maybe a little bit like some other family members, adoptive cousins and such, as well as a certificate of him being an official leader of Pyre, him having gotten that around about 5-ish years ago. Illustrations with him and the other leaders and the mayor, and some daily ignition, pages of accomplishments that were done by his parents and himself, and books mostly on sociology, actually, as it pertains to growing up in abusive environments, in environments that are not well taken care of, bad ecosystems and stuff like that. Like, a lot about the environment, and how that impacts communities and the quality of living.
Donnie is going to. You said that there were the pictures of his family. Were they on like his desk, on his wall? Where were they again?
On his wall.
Right. Wow, you have a big family. No, you said these were your cousins?
Yeah. About 10 of them combined on both sides.
Wow. We only have like one, technically. Most of our family is not people that are like blood related, but that's awesome that you have that big of a family. Are they all here in Pyre?
They are not. They're sort of scattered around the globe. Sometimes I'm able to visit them and vice versa. But needless to say, when I was a kid, there was a lot of mouths to feed for my mom.
I can imagine. You talk a lot about her cooking. I imagine that she probably put a lot of thought into it, especially with the amount of that she gestures to all like the kids' mouths to feed here. That's
Yeah,
really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, she would find any excuse for a celebration, really. But what about you? Tell me about yours, as he leads you out of the office and back into the living room.
My Uncle Jet, he would find any reason to basically get together here with the whole family. Him and my dad were the best of friends, so we usually got used to having the house be filled with a lot of people. Not as many as, the amount of cousins that you had, but it was cozy. It was nice having that many people. It was always sad whenever they had to go home, but fortunately most of them lived close by, so we could go and bother them whenever we needed.
That's great. Yeah, it definitely seems like that Uncle Judd of yours really, really cares about you.
I'm sorry if he said or did anything.
I know.
Well, he does.
I don't know. It's nothing. I totally understand. I mean, if I had something as precious as you, I would make sure it was protected at all times as well.
Thank you.
Of course. Would you like something to drink? I made something, but I wasn't sure if you would like it.
I would love it. Let's give it a shot.
Great. and he goes into the kitchen and comes out with some glasses and a couple of ingredients. As he begins to, make a little concoction.
Does Donnie
He
recognize any ingredients?
You do not, actually. He
Ooh.
proceeds to explain, this is something that I grew very, very familiar with. I had to make this for my father often. This was his signature. And you see him pour like a red liquid and a dark purplish liquid with some, pure alcohol. He goes, it's called a red revolt. He was really, really keen on the people speaking their mind and, you know, loving to cause an outrage whenever deemed necessary for the injustice, But this is cherry juice, red delicious apple extract, and the good stuff, alcohol. As he smiles and brings a glass over to you, and you see that it's just like a nice it's a nice gradient actually of like dark red to a brighter one all the way at the top, sort of garnished with some lemon zest as well for contrast. Let me know what you think.
Will do. And she's gonna hold her drink very carefully and hold it out to Clink with his.
Eye contact, he says. Don't want any bad luck.
Of course. And she is going to she's not going to swig it. She's going to try to drink it like a lady. But she is going to take a sip of the alcohol.
And when you do, it has this very, it's very tart and it's very sour. But after the tartness and the sour, it leaves very, very sweet on the tongue. The aftertaste is very zesty, and it's just all the sweetness from the fruit that's within it. Can't really take as much of the alcohol, though. What's the verdict? He says.
I have to give me one moment, and she takes another drink. And nods. Then takes another one. I like it. It's very good.
You can be honest with me.
Honestly, I think I do like it. I'm not used to. Sorry, this is Cheyenne.
Oh no.
All right. The tart and the sour part takes like a second, and then like when the sweet kicks in, it's really, really good. I really like the aftertaste. My my dad and Uncle Jet tend to like things that have more of that bitter aftertaste, and I never liked them. But I really like this actually.
That's wonderful. That's great. Yeah, it definitely does take some getting used to. A little bit of an acquired taste, but I'm glad you like it. The chicken should be done if you're ready to eat.
Of course.
Follow me, as he offers you his hand.
And she will more than happily take it. Thank you, quite a gentleman.
Of course, milady. And as he leads you to the kitchen, takes out two dark ceramic bowls and acquires a ladle from a nearby drawer as you see him scoop and pour this hot soup into each one of them. As he goes, well, the dining room is just to your left here. Follow me.
Following you. And she is going to. Did he handed her a bowl, or is he holding both of them?
He's holding both of them.
All right. Donnie is still holding on to her drink. That's like mostly gone at this point. She's just gonna turn it on after her.
Okay. So, when you go into the dining room, it's just like this big, beautiful, like dark, like wooden table, but it's not like a finished, like square one. It's like an unfinished, like the natural shape of the wood type of dining table. And you see two long candles next to each other, and a little bit of a small bouquet of roses and some placemats with spoons, and napkins, and a setting plate as he sets one on top of the other, a bowl across from him, and then right in front of him as he rushes over to the other side of the desk and pulls out the chair for you to sit.
Oh, thank you. And she is going to go ahead and sit. There was something I was going to ask, and I completely apologize. Continue on. Thank you. And she is going to take a seat, and set her drink on the table right beside her.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as you look down at the bowl, you can what you can gather from just looking at it is like, and the smell seems like a thick tomato, maybe a pepper based like coloration of the stew. You see two whole like chicken legs and some peas, maybe some carrots and green beans. And he rushes back into the kitchen. He says, "One moment, I totally forgot," and goes and comes back, and he, on a wooden board, he has like a whole loaf of seems like dark roasted bread of some sort, as he places it in between the both of you and starts to cut slices as he goes. So this is dark roast sourdough bread, and in the stew, I remember you saying that you like spice, you like hot, and so
That I do.
I actually didn't mention that this recipe is special because it has Dimmerjane peppers.
Does Tadani know what Dimmerjane peppers are?
No, you have never heard of those before.
She just kind of looks at him. Eyes are big and just kind of turns her head to the side, like you know how a curious puppy would do. Also, I remember here the previous question I was asking. What color are the roses?
They are red.
Gotcha. All right.
So, yes, I figured you would give me that as a response, and I wouldn't blame you because these peppers, you see, and he runs back to the kitchen and comes back with one of them, as you can assume. This is a strain of peppers that was invented by my mother, actually. She was
Oh.
very, very keen on gardening, and it's sort of a cross between the Ghost and the Carolina.
In real life, Cheyenne is horrified. Because I'm like, I would die eating that, but in back in the game. That's not in the game. Back in the game. Ooh, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Your mom made that?
she did. She did. And you know what? Not everyone could stomach this, but I figured you could handle a little bit of heat. As he sits down.
That I can. That I can.
Well, ladies first. I want to see your face.
And Kadani is going to nod, and she is going to dip her spoon into the bowl, making sure to get primarily broth for the first one, and take a not a bite. What is the word? I'm a sip. Take a sip.
Yeah, you definitely. It is like some sort of tomato mix of like red peppers, probably some orange peppers, and you can feel that Dimber Jane. You can feel it. It's on the tongue. It's on the tongue. But it's not just like straight spice, it's the spice that also has some flavor to it, you know? It's not just like burn your tongue hot. So that's what you taste from the broth.
Okay. And Donnie is going to take a moment to enjoy the flavor and go, "This is delicious," and I am going to see if I can bully you into giving me the recipe.
He laughs. Well, I think it might be a little bit longer for me to give you that, but that just means
Aw.
you'll have to go another day or something.
I think that could be arranged.
Happily, he says. And like as you continue to like eat the chicken, it's perfectly tender. It's like nice and spiced. It's just very flavorful. The vegetables are just like soaked in the flavor, and they're not too like soggy, and stuff like that. It's just cooked very well. And then like the sourdough bread, as he shows you, you know, to dip it and with the broth, and it's slightly buttered, so it's just like it adds this little extra oomph and just like gumminess to the mouth. And yeah, that's pretty much what the meal tastes like. He goes, "So it's been a while now. uh Tell me, what do you really feel about the city?"
Let me do a thing real fast. The city, it's there's so much here. There's so much, I don't know how to describe it per se. There's so many, like how like the soup has so many different flavors in it. There's just so much in this city that has so much variety. I know it comes from having, more than just tieflings in one location. But there's so much to do, so much to see, and I love being able to go into like the different districts and be able to see and experience something new. I only wish is that, something could stop going wrong for, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. That's all that I want.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was overwhelming for me as well. Like growing up with my parents, I had always heard whispers of it. I knew the logistics of how the city worked and laws and how the Lexers worked as well. But actually being in it, he says as he wipes his mouth and leans, like braces his elbows on the table and leans forward. It was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life, which I realize is a huge, huge privilege in and of itself. I mean, the stories that I hear from people who not only have come from outside of the city, but from right here in my own hometown, it's crazy to hear the narrative of somebody else's story, and you all grew up in the same place,
Yeah. Like they've experienced something wildly different than the way you experience it.
Yeah. And so, how do you think we could make things better?
Definitely get rid of the sins. That would be a big plus, big bonus. But I think that's something we're already working on. But honestly, everything that you've been doing, the policies you've been rolling out, I've seen have a huge impact on this town. Compared to when I first came in, the place feels safe to walk in at night. and not just for me, but for people that like. For example, I saw people outside here at this hour, outside walking and shopping. When I was walking in here today, and I mean more of that. What's the word? Starts with a C. Commerce helps to build. It also helps to build things better too. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, that was the peppers hitting me. But I mean, the lights being on too, being able to bring light to all of the streets. That way, there's no of the dark corners, for danger, basically. Making it safe for people to feel like they're able to walk out there at night. What I've seen, you've done a really, really good job. I can't
sir.
imagine how hard and stressful that must be on you.
Nothing about my life has been hard and stressful if you really think about it. But that's neither here or there. But tell me an honest thing, Kadani.
Honestly,
Anything. Yeah, sort of like a something that would maybe get you in trouble in everyday society. Tell me one honest thing.
And I really like going over to the Diamond for the games. I can't really. There's not really many places to do cards or to do the gambling in terms of the chess around here. I've been there about maybe twice now, but I've really enjoyed being able to go and just play the games there. But I know that's probably not a very good look for an enforcer, unfortunately. Just, I miss being able to play what is it called? The Wanty thing, that card game that we talked about. I feel bad. I forgot what it is. 1 second. Ah, yes. And going and playing Tifi, as well as what was it? Scrape and things like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were the card game type.
That was something we would do to pass the time sometimes when we were in the wagon, delivering things, or just, something that all three of us could learn how to play. And I mean, when you're a kid and you're good at it, and some person tries to be like, oh, that's cute, let me give you, let's play a game, and you could try to hustle them out of some money. When you're a kid, it also, bonus points on that. Yeah.
And the three of us, you mean you, your brothers, and your father?
Yes, me and my brothers and dad. He would sometimes join us in the games.
Really clever. Sneaky, but I like it.
You asked for something honest, and
That is true.
all of our horses are named after pieces on Tifi, on the chessboard.
It's incredible. I mean, what better way to hide something than in plain sight, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess it's my
What
turn.
What about you? Uh-oh. Mia's camera's frozen.
Yeah, you guys were
Okay,
frozen.
there it goes. Okay.
Honestly, he says as he scratches the back of his head, I mean, I don't know, he says. I grew up here, and my parents were influencers, leaders of the city. And there's no other place I'd rather be for lots of reasons. But sometimes I wish I wasn't me. He says as he sort of looks down at his plate and fiddles with the silverware for a second. You would think
Donnie.
growing up. Oh, go ahead.
Donnie just leans across the table a little bit just to get a little closer.
You see his breath hitch for a second, and then his eyes flutter before he shifts in his seat and continues. One would think that growing up outside of a dictatorship, that you would be safe from the hardships that come from being who you are. But I was adopted. No one, at least my parents, didn't want a tiefling child with red skin and purple horns and 2 different colored eyes. And sometimes I feel it'd just be easier if I wasn't me, he says again as he gestures to his features. Maybe people wouldn't be afraid of a leader who is stereotypically known to be of the Hells. Unlike the mayor, or any of the other leaders, really. People mistrust me a lot just because of the way that I look. Sorry, he says.
Donnie
Maybe that was too deep for the first date, he says.
Donnie is going to get up from the table. She is because you said that they're sitting across from each other, right?
Yeah.
Donnie is going to get up. She's going to slide her soup over by him, and she's going to scoot her chair over by him as well, and sit back down. I understand that more than you think I would know. There's been, I think that's normal, especially in what we've dealt with. And what you've had to deal with as well.
Yeah, it's just like growing up in a world that's against you. Doesn't want anything to do with you sometimes.
Or they don't want you there.
And you see him look into your eyes. And you see his eyes dilate once more, but this time, you see his horns. You see some light starting to shine from within them. Almost like they're glowing now. You're really easy to talk to. I don't tell that to many people. Well, anyone, really, he says.
I'm happy to listen. If you want to keep talking, I'm here to listen.
Well, he says, as he sort of braces his chin on his hand and leans forward. I like listening to you too.
Thank you.
You know, it's really distracting.
Hmm?
I mean, this delicious meal's in front of me, but you're very distracting.
And you see a flicker of Donnie's face just kind of go red a little bit at that. She's been trying really hard to keep the calm persona on. Trying really, really hard.
You make a performance check, actually?
Let's see here. 15.
Okay. Oh. You see, as you say that, you see him analyzing your face a little bit more. And he goes, you know, being distracted, I was still able to pick up on some things, sort of part of the job. And I can tell right now in this moment, he goes and leans a little bit closer. You're lying through your teeth. Tell me how you feel.
Well, I feel nervous. I haven't been on a date in a while like this, that I'm just super excited to see where it goes. And I'm trying to play it cool. And I don't think I'm quite succeeding at that.
What was the last part you said?
And I don't think I'm quite succeeding in that.
Oh, no. But that's okay. Why don't we just get it all out on the table then? Would it make you more nervous and hard to play it cool if I kissed you right now?
I don't know. Let's try it out.
And he takes his hand and cups it underneath your chin and pulling you in slowly. And a nice little 3-second kiss as he pulls away. How are you feeling now?
I think I might need another one just to double check.
All you have to do is ask. And he kisses you, and it gets a little bit more passionate. And he pulls away. He goes, another thing that I really like about you, you know, I know you're a bard and you're a beautiful performer, a beautiful violinist. But I think I really want to make you sing. As he pulls you in for another kiss. And we fade to black there. And we'll take a break. We'll take a 10-minute break.
Yes.
Alright.
We need to break it
Sorry?
down a little bit.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Marvelous.
Oh my
Beautiful,
god,
beautiful.
get it, Kadani.
Get it.
Cyan, what are we?
Oh,
That's so awesome.
that was
Oh, shit.
beautifully played.
Do it.
Yeah, all good on my end. Which please, guys, remind me. To
Someone's
press
backing into
play
something.
for
Okay.
records.
So
Did you start
Roll it
recording
on the
again?
Oh yeah,
roll
make
it.
sure to
Yes,
record
thank you.
again.
Thank you, thank you.
Are you
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
again?
Oh yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
action.
Double, triple.
Action.
Meg, are you recording?
Okay.
Meg, make
So-
sure you recorded that.
Yes. As we leave that scene, we go over to Mr. Bleakwood. Matthew, you arrive home. You arrive. And you go inside of your home. And as you open the door, it's a little bit late. You see Damien in the living room as he's coloring, and you see Siraj in the kitchen as he is washing dishes, presumably. As Damien briefly looks up at you, a bit distracted. He goes, "Hi, welcome home." And Siraj goes, "Hello, sir."
Good evening.
Once you get settled, do come see me. I have some updates.
Certainly, on what matter?
He gives you a pointed look and flicks his eyes over to Damien.
I see. I'll.
Not a
give you an
student.
instant.
He says.
I see. And he'll remove his coat and go change real fast. You know, more casual attire in the house, sort of deal, and return to Siraj wherever he would be in that instant.
He's just drying off one of the last plates as he goes, we should speak in privacy. Damien! Yeah? We'll be out in the patio. Call us when you need us. Okay. As he's just like scribbling away feverishly on a piece of paper. And Siraj opens the back door and goes through and waits for you.
Matthew will follow.
He slides the door closed behind you and he goes, "So, I messaged a couple of my former colleagues and had them do a little bit more of digging, make some notices, and I think we may have the location of Loretta. According to a buddy of mine overseas, she's in North Sodden, coastal area."
Really? How not to judge the capability of your contact? But are you certain?
Certain as the sky, sir. She wasn't seen with anyone in particular, but she did seem like she was trying to conceal her identity. Going in and out of a antique store of some sort.
Is there any information on the reasoning or action she's taken? How long she's been there?
There's no estimate on how long she's been in North Sodden, but given that she is presumably unharmed and not gaunt, skinny as a stick, I'd assume that she is at least taking care of herself.
As well, has she been seen with any one company, group, affiliation, any of the matter?
The sightings of her going in and out of the antique shop and staying at a tavern of some sort, but there was no further digging as I instructed them to keep their distance and to simply supervise or surveil.
Check a calendar real fast. Where's the calendar? She stated coming before Frigus, correct?
Correct.
You are in Hellas second, I think, right?
Third. Harvest.
Third. Oh, Harvest. Sorry. So that will be in by the end of that month.
There's a Harvest 4.
Oh, there's a 4. Ah, shit. My fault.
And then we go into
Ah.
season. No, you're okay.
Okay.
But at least we know where she is, and we know for certain that she, at least presumably, hasn't gotten herself into any sort of trouble. But of course, we can't be 100% sure of that.
If she's managed so long, as long as she did already, safe to assume she's capable enough to handle herself.
Yes, but why North Sodden? He sort of crosses his arms and starts walking a little bit further in towards the field where you guys usually train your students. I mean, if this was some sort of ploy to find herself as a teenager does, what would she have to do there? As he looks back to you.
Matthew will join kind of on the rampart of the gazebo, but the whatever we're on. I'm not exactly certain myself. One would assume she would have gone in Tania to the very least.
Right, it would be Tania. And then he says this, he's just like a little bit frazzled, but then he composes himself. It would be Tania. Whenever the matter, said matter, is at least at ease. Thank you
How
for...
long even is a trip to North Southern?
That depends on your choice of travel. But
I mean, a boat would have certainly be the only way she can travel like this far.
not if she made some sort of powerful friends along the way, but I'm not even going to have that as a consideration. Say it was a boat. Say it was a average to faster speed of a boat. At least 4 cycles, non-stop. At least. And make an insight check on Sarash as he says this.
Oh. I'm gonna bump that with a D8 real fast, just because the end of the day, so why not? That's gonna be 25.
You see as he has his arms crossed, and he's not looking at you, but you can see the profile of his face. And you see his lip twitch twice. And you've worked with this man for long enough to know that that means there's something else that he's thinking but is not quite saying.
Anything else you care to say, or anything that would worry you
I've never been to North Sodden. I mean, we don't know the people, we don't know the location, and its logistics. We don't know who's there that is good intended and bad intended. We don't know how a tiefling girl would survive in such an environment. He says he starts to get more and more passionate. We don't know what she's doing or who she's doing it with. He like scoffs and turns away from you.
I have no doubt that she'll be fine. If she managed to arrive there on her own and live comfortably for as long as she has.
The reason she left by itself was not fine. He snaps at you. Yes, she is independent and she is strong and she is smart and clever. But there is a reason why she felt so passionate enough to leave the safety of her home, people that she knows.
What would you have me do?
See the small amount of anger in his eyes as he now makes eye contact with you. And says nothing for a couple moments. With all due respect, sir, I think it could have been prevented.
That I am aware. But you'll forgive me if I do not have the wisdom that you have. The teaching I've received have not prepared me for any such circumstance in life.
He just
So to
stared.
educate me on the matter in which I lack.
You never asked. As he sort of starts walking back towards the house. It's not my place to correct you, sir. That's not the dynamic that we've established with each other. You're gonna do what you feel is right. I am only a voice on your shoulder, should you want it.
Then
You have
let
to
it be.
act.
Then let it be so now. That your counseling is her, and still your voice. You know more than anyone of my fault, my flaws. So I would appreciate if I could be corrected at time.
Understood. I feel that moving forward, what's done is done. She's there. I do not think that it is the right decision to have my men confront her. That would only push her away further.
Agreed.
So all we can do is keep having my men keep an eye on her. But when she comes back, he says to you, prepare now for the accountability that you need to take. Her words can be sharp as her blades, but you already know that. Have a good night, sir. And he turns to open the door and leaves you outside alone.
He'll turn to watch the the horizon, the field of Valheim in the distance. Hands on the fence. He grips them with strength and anger. The wood doesn't snap, but on the left side, there is a distinct burning mark where his metallic prosthetic was. And he'll go inside.
Yeah. So, take our eyes away from there as we go to Mavrin. As you travel back home, you see that the house seems pretty quiet, which is unusual, at least as of late, given the presence of your aunt and spending time with your sister. Do you go inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, you go inside, and you don't see anyone in there except for your mother, who is sitting on an armchair with a book in her hand and a cup of tea in the other. She looks up. Hello, darling. Welcome back.
Hello. How was your day?
It was difficult. Sorry, that's me. That's not her. It's typical. You know, throwing up in pain. Just feeling fat, she says as she drinks another sip of her tea.
Well, you look lovely. Does looking at her, does she look just sick and dealing with like morning sickness and all of that, or is there anything else going on that I can see on her face?
You can do a medicine or insight check if you want.
I'll do. I can find D20. There we go. You said medicine or insight?
Yeah.
That is a 14 for medicine.
A 14 for medicine. So yeah, you do see that she's a little bit pale, maybe. Um, you see that she's breathing through her mouth, so and not breathing through her nose. So therefore, her lips are a little bit chapped, and you see that she has a blanket over her that's pretty thin, and as she lays back, you see a little bit of a bump starting ever so slightly.
I'll make sure that the blanket is on her, covering her legs properly. And well, is there anything I can do for you? Are you hungry or?
No, your aunt is in the room with the lantern, just reading her to sleep, and why not waiting for your father to come? And in that moment, you hear the door behind you burst open. He goes, "Hello, family," as he puts down his his clipboard and his briefcase. She goes, "Hello, and how was your day? That's all." As she's a little bit confused, she goes, "Oh, it was wonderful. It was lovely. But how are you? How are my girls? How are my darlings? Oh, my daughter." As he goes over to you and hugs you and starts kissing you all over, all over, all over.
Hello, Professor. Hi, you all right?
"Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm grand." And I and you hear your brother go, "Is this what it looks like for a man to be in love with his new job?" And you see him go over to your mother and lean down to her, and he goes, "You have no idea, my beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, amazing wife." He's just like basically starts to making out with her, and she like pushes him away. She goes, "Okay, not in front of the children." And then he
Please.
keeps going because I don't care. They already know.
Okay.
He goes, "I'm also going to be sick." "I don't care," he says, and it just like continues to kiss her.
I'm gonna go check on Elandrin and Aunt Libby. Starting to
"See,
walk
look
away.
what you've done," she says as you start to walk away.
Nice. Um, I'll give a little soft knock on the door in case she's already asleep, and then I'll creak it open.
"Who goes there?" You hear your aunt say.
Uh, Maven Delayan, may I enter?
"What do you think, Majesty?" You hear your aunt say. And you hear Alandra go, "She may enter.
Open it,
Proceed."
give a nice curtsy. Thank you, Your Majesty. You are most gracious. Close the door.
They both giggle as you enter. "I was just reading to her about Princess Torsera.
Mm.
Yes, it's such an amazing story. It might be even better than the ones that you tell. But just a close second."
Well, I'll try not to be too wounded by that, but I'm glad that you're enjoying the story. I didn't wish to disturb you. I simply wanted to see my best girl, looking at Alandrin.
And you make an insight check as you say that.
Uh, that will be a 13.
If you're 13, you see that, your aunt is still smiling and she has a book in her hands and she starts to close it. And when you say, "Oh, my best girl," you see Alandrin's smile at you falter just for a second and then brush it off. She goes, "You've been gone a long time. You don't usually stay out this late," she says.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple cycles at work, and today was no exception. But I'm here now, and if there's anything you wanted to talk about, I'm here for that as well.
"No, no, no, no," your aunt says. She's doing quite well. Um, had another little girls' day, and she insists that you join us next time. So I don't care what your work has to say. Family comes first, you know that." As she goes over and sort of flicks you on the head.
Right. Well, I will do my best. We'll see if my boss is open to me taking a day off.
Well, if he's not, I'll go up in that office myself and give him peace of my mind.
Mm.
But your sister has to go to bed now, and she leans closer to you. "I have to talk to you for a moment."
Maven will go over to Landrin and give her a big, really wet kiss on the forehead, like, and she'll go back. I love you, Your Majesty.
I love you too, loyal subject.
Get some rest. And she'll leave and wait for her aunt.
Your aunt kisses her on the forehead as well and gives her a little tickle and ushers you out of the door and into your room. So I was lying, she says as you enter the door. She didn't have a good day.
What happened?
Your mother and I got a message from the school's office, and there was a situation that had occurred over lunch between herself and another student at the school. Long story short, she was tugged by her ears, a bit made fun of. So she was crying, and picked her up, and I made her feel better. We went out, got some ice cream, got nails done again. But that's what happened. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that.
Did they say who it was?
Some piece of shit crap kid. Something like, I don't know, Toddy or something.
I should go to the school tomorrow. Speak with the headmaster myself. I want to make sure it's properly dealt with.
Oh, don't worry. I already gave him a piece of my mind, but apparently this happens quite often to her. That's the other thing. She's been lying to us.
Why wouldn't you tell us?
I don't know, the poor darling. But your mother's never heard anything, neither has your father. But,
She hasn't said anything to me.
I fear that this whole not talking thing may be a little bit of a negative impact on your sister.
My not talking thing?
Oh, I didn't say yours. I said this whole family. This side of the family, at least. Are you feeling all right? She says.
I'm feeling fine. It's just been whirlwind of a few weeks, if you know what I mean.
No, dreams?
Have I had any more, Mia?
You have not?
No. It just was a particularly bad nightmare. But I'm fine, really. Look at me.
Okay. If you're lying to me, I'll kill you, she says. And she looks over to the mirror. And I assume that you have it covered up.
I would say it's, yeah, I would say it's probably still covered up, yeah.
She goes, oh, what? You think you're ugly now? That's a bunch of bollocks. And she goes to take the sheet down.
No, it's fine, really. She's gonna grab her hand. I broke it, actually. I was drunk and I think high on the night of Hallows Eve, and I smashed into it, and I just don't want glass shards everywhere.
Shit, you really? You broke it?
It was a rough night, but I will get it fixed eventually. But I'm just trying to keep that mess contained.
You make a deception check.
25.
All right. If you want me to get a new one, I can.
No, it's fine. I think it's important I detach myself a little from those earthly worries about parents. I mean, I have to wear pretty much the same thing every day anyway, so why care? But thank you.
Yes, that is true. Of course, and I know I say it all the time, probably hear it a lot. I hear it a lot too, but I mean it, at least. You can talk to me about anything. I know what it's like to keep yourself in the dark. It gets lonely.
I do have a question about
Yes.
my namesake, my good grandmother. And obviously, I've heard things over the years, but did she really go mad?
Yes. Great great grandmother didn't lay in. Yes. But before that, she was an amazing priestess. She helped a lot of people. A lot of people, ironically, like herself. It's a little bit of a mystery, as I stated just now. Family doesn't really like to talk about it, so the exact cause and reason wasn't really passed down. Just she went mad. She died in alley, like the dream.
Yeah. Like the dream. Um, why was I named after her?
Well, you've seen her. Those are practically identical. That was one of the motivations of your mother when you were born. But also, we grew up with your grandmother, who, as lovely and generous and kind as she was, didn't like to give into her intuition very much. But Mavrin, as she was referring to your great grandmother, she was very, very insightful. I mean, you showed the slightest hint. If you smelled differently, she knew about it. She knew exactly what you were thinking all the time. That's why she was such a good mother, a good healthcare provider, a good friend, a good wife. She always knew what was wrong with people. Till she lost it in her own mental downfall.
Well, at least personality wise, I don't seem to be much like her at the moment, because I certainly don't want to end up like that.
Well, your mother certainly wanted you to have that quality. The elven people, sometimes with the names, we feel that the meaning behind them can give them a little bit more of a push in the right direction in their actual lives. For example, my name, Ellaby, is the sting of truth. What do you think? What did you think about that, huh? She nudges you on the shoulder.
Fitting. At least do match your name.
Well, I worked very hard to do so. We're not all born complete, of course. We build ourselves up from the ground up. Especially if you're a Delayan woman. She says as she goes over to put her arm around yours. We fight tooth and nail for it as well. We never lay down and take it. We fight.
Even she fought to the very end. Mavrin.
That she did. And she gives you a comforting squeeze as she goes, "All right. Well, I'm getting very tired, and I would also like to decompress from the anger of the school situation. Is there anything else, darling?"
No, no, thank you for your insight. Hopefully, I can be so insightful myself one day, like Matron.
"You will." And she opens the door. "I love you."
I love you too.
Okay. "Good night, darling." As she closes the door.
Immediately going to the
And
mirror to readjust the cloth.
yeah. And if no one else would like to do anything more before the end of the night, we'll go on to the next day. Okay. I can have the music back now, and now it's not so serious up in here. Okay. So, 'tis morning. 'Tis morning. As Maven, you wake up and everything's pretty much normal, you know, it's a little bit more lively. Given Euron's presence, she's already cracking jokes and stinging with that tongue with hers early in the morning, and your father's still all over your mother, strangely, for no reason. With Alloy, as you wake up in your holding cell, and you are ushered into another interrogation room with Arlena once more to talk about your trial that's later on that day. And as Drench, as you wake up with the sounds of yawns and creaking sounds from the bed, and people lamenting having to get ready to go to work. And with Kidani, as the sun hits your eyes through the curtains in a bed that's not yours, and looking over to seeing a shirtless Adrian knocked out. And with Matthew, as you are seeing a vision of pain and pleasure, and the sound of a man's voice going, "Good soldier." You wake up and see jolted and ready for the day. And so you you all eventually get to work. You arrive back at work in the cafeteria for a breakfast with Drench, I am assuming, cooking a little something for you. What's on the menu this morning, Drench? You're serving your friends.
Oh, I need to start making a list of foods, don't I? Oh boy.
What am I allowed to eat?
That's up to you. Everyone has their own dietary restrictions.
Fuck.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know what you'd make for breakfast. Something, whatever's on the menu generally. He's not really picky at the moment.
Roadkill.
A lovely accoutrement of sardines and eggs as you set before all of you. I'm joking. You don't have to do that.
I'll come up with. I'll research breakfast stuff. Don't worry. I'll get it. I'll get that eventually.
Regardless.
You made a quiche. You made a quiche.
Quiche.
Yes, that
A
sounds
lovely,
good.
delicious quiche. Set before all of you. You guys are all, you know, just together. You did receive a little bit of a notice on your squadron file folder this morning that the evidence is indeed ready for you to review with the autopsy and the items that were collected at the scene of the crime.
Well,
Let's go.
good first stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you going first? Evidence or forensics or autopsy?
Forensic? Wait, no, forensic. No, autopsy.
Autopsy? Yeah.
Autopsy.
Autopsy.
Okay. You guys make your way through the medical unit. You know the way. And it is open. As you see the lights coming from inside, and through the window that's there, you see the same Howlin person. Dr. Broadcast with another clipboard in his hands as he sees you through the window. Before you're able to even touch the door, he opens it for you all. Yes, come on in, come on in. Welcome back, welcome back. So soon as well, he says.
Thank you. Do you have anything for us? Any insight?
Well, yes, I reviewed, took apart the bodies, and it says here, as he scrolls through his pages, hello? Oh, okay. So, with the same process that we do, as always, and as per your request, Mr. Bleakwood, there was no magical influences in the bodies, given the appearance of the muscles and bones and the appearance of the brain as well. So no magic was used and same thing with the testing of their blood. No trace signs there. It seems as though, yes, the cause of the death for both of them was in fact a blunt force trauma to the head with an extremely heavy object. Collaborating with forensics, it was a metal object, and the skull was completely crushed. The brain, even though we were able to deduce no magical effect, was sort of, well, as he says. As well as a little bit of some muscle strain from Britigale's right arm, seemingly from incredible force being used on the muscle. Other than that, not a scratch on them, as he sort of jests.
Are the eyes at all visible, or did you see anything interesting in them? Are they just completely mushed to pieces?
It was quite difficult to examine the eyes given their state, but all we could really test for was any magical influence. The irises and the pupils were detectable of them, seemed normal. Britigale's eyes and Amali's eyes, yes, both normal.
Thank you.
I will say that examining Britigale's body, there were signs of malnutrition. And when we had opened the stomach, there were no traces of food at all. Nothing in the digestive tract either. So it is safe to assume that this girl was starving herself.
Can you evaluate how long?
Well, given that there was nothing in the digestive tract, I would say at least 3 to 4 days. Probably longer, though.
Were there any fluctuation in the bloodstream regarding adrenaline or psychological aspect, neuroactive cell or the sort?
We were not able to determine that. Once the heart stops, so does the blood.
Anything else that was odd or...
Other than their brains, no. Other than their heads, no. Nothing out of the ordinary. And of course, her signs of malnutrition. Verticales. Amali, her digestive tract was normal. No signs of malnutrition.
Anyone else have any questions?
So I will repeat this back to you, make sure that I have everything written down. You said the cause of death for both of them was blunt force trauma. You were not able to find any magical influence or chemical influence at all
Correct.
within their bodies. There was muscle strain on Britigale's right arm. And there was no traces of food at all in her system, that she was starving herself for about 3 to 4 days.
Yes.
In the arm, the right arm, were there any evidence of black, like, burnt iron?
Yes, indeed. Underneath the fingernails, some oxidized iron was indeed found, and remnants of grease, food. We did determine.
Underneath the fingernails. I guess. Alright.
As well as we did test the blood that was on Britigale's fingers, and it did come back positive for Amali Dojal's.
Okay. A lot of force for someone to exert to, for lack of a better word, bash their own brains in from an upward angle. It's a difficult task.
Indeed. Needless to say, there was a crime of passion against herself.
Could you determine how many bashes it took before she ultimately died?
For Amali, given the severity of her wounds, we determined around 21 bashes. For Britigale, even more so, around 35 to 40. This is rough estimates, though.
For Amelie, was all of the trauma towards the front, or was it towards the back?
There was coming in from the side here, and then mostly through the front of the face after that.
It's a wonder that someone could stay conscious after such an amount of loads.
No, after with that heavy of an object and being hit with full force, I would highly doubt that one would survive after the 4th or 5th.
So how did she do so many to herself?
That is odd.
Right.
Were you the same person who worked on the case with the previous body that we have brought in?
With Ricky and Maybelle Jones.
Exactly.
Yes, that is me.
Regarding Ricky, he had suffered a gash through the neck, I believe, correct?
Yes. From a blade.
Was it the only one? Or were there more present cut?
No. The only other lacerations were from the arms, from the elbows down, and down the face. That was from his own nails. The blade that was stuck inside of his throat, which ultimately caused his death, bleeding out, That was the only blade wound that he had obtained or sustained.
See.
How do you explain this? Any thoughts about how someone could do such a thing to themselves?
Well, I mean, I'm no psychologist, but in terms of biology and anatomy, Vertigo was a half-orc, and so naturally strength is up. And given the amount of force that it would have taken, it would have been full force at herself, just given the actual motion. Probably why it took more than it would have taken for Molly, even though she was directly hit from another person at a completely different angle and vantage point. There's one of two ways. Either she would have aided herself and banged her own head across the bottom of the iron. That's a little bit more effective, and especially if she were to brace it on something, a wall of that sort. Or she would have had help from third party. But from what I've heard of the case, there was no evidence of a third party present.
No, there wasn't. And there's no evidence of any drugs in Brittigale or Amali's systems?
No.
We definitely need to talk to Dr. Bridgie then.
I agree. I think that would be.
I think that might be all. Yes?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you for your assistance.
Anytime. I'll go ahead and clear the bodies for their burials.
Thank you. Maybe go outside.
Hey.
To forensic.
Forensic! Before you guys go to forensic, we go to the interrogation rooms. As Alloy, you're sitting in this stupid place again, but this time across from another friendly face, one that is familiar to you. This is the woman that represented you in the case for the last time you were caught at a crime scene, by the name of Adelina Fairway, an elven woman with sort of dark raven hair, these red lips and this pale skin and these piercing blue eyes, as she's wearing a pantsuit of some sort. It's a little bit more flowy though, and she has a briefcase with her. Okay, so here we are again, Alloy. Tell me what happened.
So I followed them, and then I tried to look at what they were doing, and there were bodies.
Well, how does one get from A to B so quickly?
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess that's kind of what we're trying to find out.
Well, you were there, silly.
Well, I
she
mean,
says.
I was following that. They were going with the horses, and I was kind of just trying to tag along and do some investigation of my just try and see how the government does its stuff. Which I did get an assignment, a job actually offer. So I am going to be doing that now. So technically, I think I was doing my job.
Oh no, honey. I was informed of your offer to work for the city, but since that was inherently after the fact that you were arrested, and the mayor will be testifying if it is accused of him that you were on the job whilst it was happening, So maybe you want to see it
Then
from that.
yeah, never mind.
Maybe, okay, work with me here. So you are following Squadron Wyvern, okay? You are following them for a common interest. A common interest in the betterment of the city, like you said before. And so, technically, it is legal to question authority. And so, if you came in from that angle, you were.
I was a chimney inspector.
Well, more
I
of
was in the
that.
chimney. That should be on the table here. I did go in the chimney.
Yes, if you were to say to the jury that you had grounds to question the authority of Squadron Wyvern, not maliciously, not to, defame the squadron themselves, but, just a little bit more of a different angle that doesn't seem as incriminating. And you did not set foot in the house, you were hovering in the chimney, correct?
Yeah. I didn't even knock over the bird's nest.
Right. And again, there was no malintent for you to be going into the home. But that's pretty much all I have here. I think the best angle is to just go in with some honesty. I mean, of course I can do my best, but you're great. You have a wonderful personality. You're a little bit, you know, quirky, I may say, with all due respect.
Oh boy.
So just lean into that. Lean into who you are, and let me do the justification.
Oh, probably before this comes up later, if this is a bad thing. How important is it for, like, people I've killed in the past?
Oh, that's completely irrelevant, and I should know that.
Just double checking.
Yes.
I don't want to get barked at later. We don't need to
No.
go down that road. It's, yeah.
Yes. They would not ask you that question because you are not being tried for it. So, best to not mention that, I would say.
Sergeant Crime was giving some weird vibes. I don't know. He might be thinking some things.
Well, he is simply just doing his job, even though his methods may be a little bit rash at times. He's scary, isn't he?
Yeah. I feel bad for his wife.
I
What
don't.
clan is she from?
Oh, plan. I don't know much about the I don't know much about the lands of Priel, where she hails from.
I just don't know how to ask without talking to Sergeant Crime. But that can be another problem.
Oh, he's
Some
a
other time.
sweetheart. If you
I just gotta get him some bird food.
Yes, if you look real close and if you get him in the right light and the right mood, he's wonderful. He's a teddy bear. And you can also just convince yourself of that.
That's true. I am. People have said that I am delusional. So I guess I can run with that.
Well, normal isn't in right now, so who cares?
Lovely.
But I think we got ourselves a case. As she extends her hand to you, his nice long manicured nails. All right, let's go crush this. As she
Oh boy,
gets
oh
up.
boy.
And you guys head to your trial. And just like as the plan had intended, she vouches for you. And she pleads your case, showing all of the best parts as you're just asked a couple of simple questions of simply where you hail from and what your intention was at the scene of the crime, and you answer in your own way. And after a brief recess with the jury, they come back and they find you innocent and add a couple more hours on your community service. Just around about 10. And as the judge, who also did your last trial, gives you a warning, saying that she never wants to see you in her courtroom again.
How about at a tea party or Happy Harpies? I'm kidding. And then I start to walk away.
So, it is then that Aralina turns you around and starts heading outside of the door. And by the door, you see a very familiar face of Jessica Kai. Hello. That
We
was
got out
crazy.
again.
Oh, look at
Not
you,
even close.
you
Not
little
even
troublemaker.
close. Well, I mean, I'm innocent. You heard what they said.
Oh,
You can't yell
sure.
at me for that.
Sure. And I'm
Okay.
innocent on a Tuesday night at Happy Hoppies. Yeah, right.
Exactly. So, do you want a job? Because now I have like a little thing going on. I need some people to write things. I'm bad with writing.
Honey, I already have a job. You know what my job is. My job is to watch you, in fact. And Aralina does turn to you. She goes,
Perfect.
that wasn't the stakes of this as well, Alloy. You will need to report to Jessica Kai at the end of every single day. Think of her as your officer of encouragement and surveillance.
Heck yeah. I've already
your
got an
parole-
assistant too.
I'm
gonna
your
be working
parole
with
officer,
Wyvern.
she says.
Parole officers are so. I actually read about those, so I'm interested now. I'll take note of that.
So wonderful. Well, the mayor did inform me of your new activities. And so, I guess we'll just take you over to the temple once more, get you settled. And you actually do have the right to be staying in the city hall if you would like, since you are now employed by the government.
If there's like a closet or something, I can fit in there. Yeah.
If that makes you comfortable. Also, you're gonna have to take a little bit of some training, some classes, just how to talk to people a little bit better. Because let's be honest, honey, that's not your strong suit. As she starts to walk you towards the city hall. And
Lovely.
Arlia bids you a farewell as she walks away into the city. A job well done. Okay. So, we go back to forensics.
Beginning a nice ASMR forensic, is that it?
Yes.
Goddamn.
So, you guys go to forensics, and it's actually not too far off of the medical unit since it's in the labs. Sort of two separate evidence rooms. There's one for like, oh, this is what happens in the case, and this is, the people that were involved, and that's all upstairs near the paper rooms. But the actual like evidence office is like currently being tested. That's in the labs, in the medical units. And so, you are handed a folder by personnel there that details all the information on the most relevant pieces of evidence that were found at the crime scene, along with all of the illustrations of the crime scene. And you see on these illustrations circles and notes that were taken, and measurements of blood drops, and like the measurements of the bodies in comparison to the wall, and illustrations of the pot, and explanations of the different conditions of and the states of, and so on and so forth. Pretty much what it all says to you guys is that the old pot was not wasn't in it was handcrafted, presumably made by the lizard folk of South Sodom. sort of a traditional holding pot to make meals and such like that. Um, and that indeed that the pot was in good condition, but in sort of like the design and the colorful nature on the outside of it, in contrast to the bottom of the pot, that it was heated up and charred so much to the point that it started to have a little bit of a hole at the bottom, and that there was remnants of some sort of meal that was being cooked inside of it, and that there were both Amali Dojal's and Britta Gale's fingerprints on them, as well as blood from them as well, and pieces of skull and membrane and stuff like that. Um, in regards to the flowers that they had taken, there was no magical quality to them. They were simply flowers. And there was also no trace evidence of another individual in the house. At least as long they can backtrack, which is about 2 cycles. And the writing on the wall was written in Amali's blood as it was tested. And given the blood stains on the middle and index fingers that Broadcast had told you about, was indeed Amali Dojal's, and indicates that most likely Britta Gale wrote the message, given some letters that were taken from the home and were analyzed for, identification. So that's what you get. Brandon, put your hands down.
I'm not doing shit.
You said there was trace of another individual there, or there wasn't a trace?
There was no trace. There was not a trace.
There's not a trace. Okay.
Sorry if I spoke really fastly. Let me know.
Well, I suppose there's nothing particularly new outlined in here. It simply confirms what we already knew or assumed.
Oh, I can't hear you, girl.
No! You can't hear me?
Now I can, because you're speaking louder.
No, I'm so sorry. I don't remember what I said. Basically, it confirms nothing. It just confirms what we already knew. Nothing new.
Donnie looks over the evidence, and you just see her kind of getting more and more frustrated because she's not understanding. Like, she's not understanding as to why this has happened, and I don't. Why? What motive? I mean, it made no sense with Ricky and Maybell, but this one makes even less sense.
If it was just the one time with Ricky and Mabel, like you said, if it was just this one instance, could be written off as just one thing, but then this happening nearly exactly the same thing. Yeah, I agree, it does not add up.
I think it's precisely why we should consult with Dr. Bridgie.
I think so too. I mean, we don't have any medical or chemical traces that were found in them, but I mean, she gestures to you. Didn't we discuss something about possible hypnotization?
I stated the suggestion.
That would be something that wouldn't be chemical or magical.
Not that I'm aware. That's why I suggested the idea.
Mm-hmm.
It seems far-fetched, I will admit.
I would match with this depression thing that Climb felt.
The snapping of emotion.
I think, though, and I do agree with you, Maeve, Dr. Bridges should be our next stop.
Mhm.
The key part of what crime explained to me, anyhow, was the suppression of the emotions that seemed to be
Mhm.
prominent, rather than the emotions themselves.
Mhm.
I agree.
Well, before we go to Dr. Bridges, there is something I wanted to bring to all of your awareness, if you weren't already. Well, first of all, did the mayor speak to any of you regarding Alloy?
No?
No?
Not particularly. Brief mention of it yesterday night, but a single sentence.
Do you remember what he said?
Not particularly.
Well,
It was of no great interest.
Alloy requested that I speak with them, asked me to be their lawyer. Of course, I declined because I have them, arrested them twice.
Wise, yes.
And I'm not a lawyer. And then, in their own bizarre way, he explained to me that the mayor has allowed them to tail us in order to better understand the city and how we work. I don't know if it's true, if it was just their wishful thinking, but I wanted to mention it all to you just in case.
I
we-
think that would be a discussion we have to have with the mayor.
Oh, most certainly. Though I'd
Yes.
imagine he'd consult with us first before he allows us to have someone tag along, civilian.
Mhm. What were you saying, Dren?
Correct.
Oh, you came off mute, so I was wondering if it was cutting. Your mic was cutting out of you.
No, sorry.
Okay.
That's all. I'm sure it's nothing, but I at least wanted to make all of you aware of it just in case.
If we find the mayor and pass by him, it would be wise to ask him.
Sure. Right. To the shrink's office.
Something else.
Yeah, please.
Something else we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to speak to the boy.
To the what?
The boy who came to us for this case. We told him we'd keep him updated. We're gonna have to deliver some bad news.
We did.
Right.
Right.
I almost forgot about that.
I would like to be able to deliver at least some closure, though. Get a little bit more information on what we can. But we're gonna have to tell him soon
This
before he
is
finds out.
this is still an open case, correct? So
Mhm.
if we give him too many details and probably avoiding the fact that of the cause of death would be more what is the word? Comforting?
Yeah,
Agreed.
I agree.
Mhm.
Right. Shall we?
Where are we going?
Dr.
Luigi.
The
Burger.
shrink.
Okay. So, let's head over to Above North Mental Wellness Center and ask the kind receptionist at the front about her whereabouts, and just instructs you all to wait in the waiting room as she's currently an appointment, will be out in a couple of minutes. You guys wait, and maybe some memories of you guys being here 2 times before are starting to resurface, and whether that was a pleasant experience or not. But then you hear some footsteps coming from down the hall, and some voices, one that you recognize of Dr. Bridges, as she is just indulging in some casual conversation with a client of hers, presumably, as she very comfortingly pats them on the shoulder and sends them on their way. This blue dragonborn person, and and goes, oh, oh, hello. Was this what you were talking to me about, Moira? And the receptionist nods their heads like, okay, welcome back, you all, Squadron Wyverns. But how are you all?
I believe we're relatively fine for the matter, considering.
Yes, considering. Is this a conversation for here, or would you like to go in my office?
In your office, please.
In your office, yes.
Of course,
It's related
of
to
course.
a case that we're currently under investigation.
Oh, all right, quite serious. Well, come along, you'll know the way. And she leads you guys along, and you're greeted with her very hippie-esque room. And she goes, go on, you know the drill. You guys can take your shoes off if you want to. There's blankets, stuffed animals. Make yourselves comfortable. Does anyone want tea?
No.
Tea sounds good.
I'll be fine, but thanks.
Yes, please.
Okay. 2 teas and 2 no's. Okay. And she quickly serves up both the teas. Gives one to you, Kadani. Gives one to you, Drench. Alrighty. She takes a cup of her own and sits down on the floor. Crisscross. Looks up all at you. Up at all of you. What's the setch?
We're investigating the case of a potential murder-suicide. We've had the aid of crime regarding the case that we're currently under investigation. He stated a case of emotional waveling that felt new to him. A void of such emotion. A drastic change, something he didn't recognize. We were looking to look into your expertise if there was such a thing that could happen, a void of emotion.
Suppression.
A
he called it.
suppression of emotion, rather. Yes. Oh!
Dr. Bridgie just goes, fuck y'all, and leaves.
She's like, do you know what my
Noted.
hourly rate is for a consult?
Hello.
I am not on call for this kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
Bill me.
Sorry, you guys
Hello,
are all
yeah, welcome back.
frozen.
Did you hear something?
You guys were all
We,
frozen. I heard, the last thing I heard was Sergeant Crime has saw an aura that wasn't familiar to him.
Yeah. Okay. That was pertaining to a suppression of emotion when he was unfamiliar. A drastic change that was sudden, right prior to the murder. We were looking to look into your expertise if you had knowledge of anything that would cause such a sudden switch, or such a vivid suppression of emotion.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh. Well, that is quite the heavy question. Quite the loaded question. Oh, yes. There are countless amounts of subconscious and conscious irregularities that can cause mood swings. Such as, subconscious alteration, detachment, replacement, displacement, repression, suppression, division, as well as many conscious diagnoses like emotion, shiftation, agitation, melancholy, dramatization, etc. But, do you have any specific, maybe, qualities about the person before they were deceased? Like, Any symptoms of any sort?
From what we understand, the prior wavelength of emotion was that of a heavy depression. We've also found the autopsy that the individual had not fed themselves in what seemed to be 3 days.
Oh, yes. Well, what can overarch all of these things I just said is melancholy. Melancholy can be caused by many things. It can be developed, or it can simply exist in one's subconscious for a lifetime. Melancholy often involves, yes, the lack of self-care in a lot of cases. Lack of hygiene, not particularly keen on keeping their spaces and neat and tidy. Yes, lack of eating, isolation in some sorts, lack of interest in things that they would normally, if it was something that came on very recently. So, but mood shift, that can be a lot as well. The emotion you said was suppression.
Yes, and Maeve's gonna pull out her little notebook with wild scribblings on it. Prime had explained it like someone left an ink blot on paper. Saturated, suppressed, exploding, rotted, not undead, he clarified. Something deep, essentially.
Suppression. And all those things. That's insecurity. Deep, deep insecurity. The insecurities that are left unsaid, usually to one's deathbed. Which can, yes, of course, cause a lot of different types of anxieties and resentments, especially in the ones that you love. As far as the actual repressing of those, there is subconscious repression, but there's also detachment. But it doesn't seem like this person was escaping one's reality, right? Or alteration, this person didn't have any sort of change in personality, like completely different person than what she already was, right?
Well, I suppose her co-worker did say she was rather different for the few days before she had gone missing, but it's possible that was related to another crime that she was unfortunately involved in.
She didn't show up to work at the workplace for a few days.
Still symptoms of melancholy. What gets me is the insecurity part.
What could bring about such a hasty shift in emotion?
Well, yes, it's this person, I assume, had displayed an outburst of some sort.
You could say that.
Something must have triggered it. Usually a reminder or constant reminders of said insecurities can cause such a drastic mood and set someone over the edge and do something impulsive, something unlike themselves. Like in my work of material distancing, when one often gets triggered or has an emotional, irrational fear of an inanimate object, it can often lead to insane anxieties and even some sort of a state of detachment.
Well, a very important object to her was recently destroyed.
Oh. Well, if this object was important to her, then that was absolutely the trigger. Obviously, I don't know the context of the full situation, but I would say that having a special belonging to you being destroyed is would be devastating for anyone, let alone somebody with melancholy and perhaps something else happening underneath the surface. But obviously I can't make a definitive diagnosis. I never knew this person. I'm only going based off of your word. If I had to, though, if I absolutely had to, melancholy, conscious, subconscious, suppression, or division.
Could you repeat that one more
Melancholy.
time?
I said either if I had to, it would be melancholy, consciously, and subconsciously, suppression or division. With melancholy suppression, it is a denial of the very thing that is causing the melancholy. Even though the person is fully aware that it bothers them. That's, with the pot thing, the destroying of an object. But with subconscious division, now that is a little bit ancient even for me. Subconscious division, pretty much, is when somebody often feels the need to sort of forget about the thing that triggers them entirely until it sort of bites them back in a bad way. That's the lashing out, in my opinion, of what you described. Both are separately, in their own right, very dangerous, of course, to the psyche. Often leading to suicide or worse. It seems like in this case it was worse. And there the silence is.
I know there's a lot of things that happen with the brain that can cause you to do something you would never do otherwise. Just, Is there a way for a third party to impact somebody's psyche in this way?
Absolutely. Series of events can 100% cause someone to have some sort of melancholy. If you knew anything of that, then that would be helpful to me. Something or someone causing her stress.
So you think that what Crime saw was the, how did you put it, the unconscious suppression or division?
Yes, such a drastic change in mood was probably due to a triggering event and an outburst. Yes, caused by one of these two types of melancholy.
Are they uncommon? Because Crime had said he's never seen this sort of aura before.
Suppression is not very uncommon. It's actually one of the most common, but division, as I said, is a little bit more ancient, a little bit rarer.
So
In fact, I don't think I've ever had a client with subconscious division in my entire life, which says a lot. I'm quite old, if you couldn't tell. She laughs as she Sips her tea.
I was going to ask, has there been any case similar to that one where such a tonality could have led to the death of an individual within the city?
Within the city? Ah, gosh, not that I know of. All of the cases that I've helped has mostly been a direct murder of one to another. But never, like, the person was, found guilty and admitted to it, or something of that, but murder-suicide, no.
Did we tell her it was a murder-suicide?
I think to stated it.
Well, that could also just be something in the ether making her,
Okay, word.
be a little bit
mean,
more
our-
insightful.
Word, okay. Just
I
wanted
mean,
to
our
check,
last
just wanted to check,
case
yeah.
I think I mentioned it. Might be wrong.
And of
I
course,
just
our
wanna-
last case was very publicized.
Yeah.
I just want to
Don't-
clarify
Don't check.
if anyone mentioned before, because I think Mia word dropped serial killer, and I don't know if anyone else said that before or if she was the first one to mention the idea of serial killing in reference to, because I know we've been talking about multiple murders, but it's not been 3.
It was last session, before Bo went off with Adelina, and he.
Oh no, I mean
Oh, no,
just
no.
now in this conversation when
Oh no.
the therapist mentioned it.
Don't think so.
No, I didn't say that.
Then I didn't hear it right.
I'm sorry. I will be back in like 2 minutes. My bad.
I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, so let's see what we have. At least we kind of have an idea of the triggering event for Riggedy.
Which we kind of assumed.
Do we? For
Yeah.
Riggedy, we can assume maybe that the paper that had been burned might have caused.
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
trigger?
thinking.
Maybe.
The
But
destruction
that
of
was-
the paper, or sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the paper was the script for that he hated.
Yeah.
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 That could be a link to the triggering.
I don't know that he would have. I think Bridgie was mostly talking about like something you have a strong attachment to. So
Well,
he didn't
yeah,
like
that's-
that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it having strong emotion towards that situation that happened, the allegation that were related to that piece, and then re-seeing them
That night at the party. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes!
because that was when
Somebody-
They had a confrontation. Yes.
mhm.
At the
And
party.
then- and then Matthew saw them on the road home.
Yeah,
They were leaving the party.
Mhm.
but he was ready.
What?
What was that, Dawson?
I said, but he was really high.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was really high.
Yeah.
He was on damn shroom.
I know that it was the wife who was melancholy because of her mother's passing.
Mhm.
There is another possible thing, but I don't think it was particularly what triggered it. Is that the wife's dad had written her,
Yeah.
and was basically stating like, "Why aren't you coming home?" or something like that.
I don't trust the dad. They're scary.
Well,
That feels
I mean-
too far away.
I think
It is far away, but it is also like, do they know?
Well, I'm assuming that's not really our.
do they know what?
Just because the case is still active, has the dad been
Oh,
like?
Oh yeah.
It was
Have
closed for 2
have they
weeks.
tried? Have they tried to like do anything with what you're doing?
We
They
Because if
don't
reported
not,
she was
you
see.
don't need
deceased, at least.
Yeah.
The case
Yeah,
was
with
closed for
Ricky,
2
no.
cycles.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
just reopened it.
Well, I don't even
As
think
he
we've
linked
technically
it or
reopened it.
Yeah, no, we,
I don't-
well,
yeah,
yeah,
we
not
had-
even. Yeah,
We haven't officially reopened it. No, it's just that it's been on our heads. Of,
it's
like, this is
linked.
Oh yeah.
similar.
We're concerned
Yeah.
because he linked
Link.
piece of information in case.
But I mean, it's possible
But
they don't
I
need to
would-
be depressed. I think just intense emotions, like even rage. You know.
I would like to
Yeah.
point out though that a lot of people stated that Ricky was feeling a lot of anxiety about his wife's
Mhm.
melancholy, and maybe a triggering event would have been maybe just her going like, "Hey, I'm the party was too much. I need to go to bed," or something.
Yeah.
But Britta Gale spot looking at the trash might have been her event with her remembering that.
Seems to be where Mia's pointing us
Yeah.
right now, so that seems fair. The thing is, how do we have no way of finding that as a clue on, like, a citizen?
What do you mean?
Because I'm assuming this is gonna rehappen.
Probably.
Mhm.
So there's no measure we can take.
Oh, preventative measures. Okay.
Yeah.
Preemptive measure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Mental health wellness.
No, that's just not real.
I'll share that. That'll be Alloy's first public news thing. Is a mental health awareness
Yay.
thing.
I have returned.
hello.
Dr. BD wakes up from her power nap.
Yeah, Dr. But she's been quiet for some time now. You're right.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Anywho,
Inside check.
so I hope that answers your question. I mean, it's really hard to determine these things just by word of mouth. I would need to talk to the person.
I don't know if that's possible.
Well, yes, I know, but I just want to, I need to say that for the record.
Does anyone else have anything for Dr. Bridgie?
I have a few will, but it will be afterward. Of a personal matter.
Dr. Bridgie, I do have a question.
Yes.
I forget what the common word is for it. We called it mother's illness. When you have a baby, it starts to pee. Postpartum, I think it is.
Postpartum
That thing.
melancholy.
I know that may cause mothers to feel detached from their babies and everything, and that affects them. And I know that there's cases of mothers trying to kill their children because of that. This isn't quite relevant to our case, but is there something that might be along the same level as mother's illness? I mean, but the postpartum.
Postpartum melancholy.
Like something that might be on that level.
Detachment. Subconscious detachment. Subconscious detachment is it's not quite with like the same as a mother giving birth and having no feeling for it, but someone going through life and detaching from the reality because it's not worth it for them, so they'd rather detach from it. But that's very visible. When someone has subconscious detachment, they often deny reality, or they sort of have trouble speaking, slurred words, or very fidgety, sense of paranoia, actually. Subconscious detachment. That's not 100% of the case, but can be.
Okay. So we have the subconscious division, the detachment, and the melancholy.
The suppression, detachment, and division is an umbrella of melancholy.
Those are the
Okay,
specifiers
gotcha.
of sorts.
Yes, I hope this helped a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Mia,
Yes.
the murder happened 2 days ago, correct?
Happened yesterday.
Oh, it
Or,
was
or
yesterday.
like you
We
mean? Well, you
went-
guys found the bodies yesterday.
Okay,
but-
jeez. Okay. Okay. What day was it? Again.
Yesterday was the 13th of Harvest 3.
The 13.
Today is the 14th.
The 14. Okay, no, the date don't align. Okay, never mind.
More tea, anyone?
No, thank you. I think. Are
I'm
we,
good with the one I've got. Thank you.
are we finished here?
I really can't think of anything more to ask.
Great.
Me neither.
Thank you, Dr.
All
Bridget.
right. Of course, anything to help. These sorts of things are tricky land mine, really. The brain can do all sorts of wonderful things, but all sorts of strange things as well. So I sort of regret to say that there are many different reasons as to why someone will harm, or in this case, murder a loved one of theirs.
Thank you for your time.
Of course. And do make an appointment next time.
Sorry, we will. This was a little unplanned on our behalf too. We thought you might be the best person to talk to on it.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. It's no problem at all.
Mabrins are leaving.
I will walk you all out.
Matthew will wait a bit and have everyone leave before. Just a bit.
Donnie will follow after everyone. See Matthew staying behind, give him a thumbs up. Is like,
He'll nod. He'll nod and push
and
to carry on.
Donnie will nod and continue on after the group.
Can I be in the waiting room?
There's no reason for you to be there, so no.
Oh my god, you don't believe in me ever.
There's no reason for you to.
I can't talk to a therapist. Someone just told me that I need to learn how to talk to a person. Who am I supposed to go to?
No, you're gonna take training classes on to do so.
They
That's
already
what-
signed me up for speech classes. That's crazy work for the government.
Yes, they did. Okay, so Dr. Brigi sees you not moving. Oh, was it something that you needed to tell me?
He looked reluctant. He's fully reluctant about saying it. Would you have any opening for a consultation in the nearest day.
Yes, yes, I do. In fact, the client that I let go of, whilst you guys were waiting, is taking a little bit of a break, and so you can take their time slot if this. What times work for you?
Most likely after the work hour, if at all
I-
possible. Unless I can take the time during lunch for it.
Oh no, that's not necessary. I'll make it happen. I'll send you a letter.
Thank you. Good rest of the day. I'll,
You too.
depart.
She waves to you as she closes the door behind you. And yeah, so you guys are in the waiting room or going back to City Hall? What you doing? The day is yours.
We also wanted to see, or Donnie wanted to see Claren Thal, right? The maid.
You're
I just think it'd be a good idea to check on her. Wouldn't it be, I guess, end all be all? Consider, but
Let's do it.
Okay.
I want to
Sort of
stalk the
us.
party at the nearest occurrence.
lovely.
Not stalk.
Did
I
we
wa- I
not
want to-
learn?
I want to be seen this time, but that's the goal.
I
we
guess
probably should stop
I
by
go-
the mayor.
I go to my
stop by the
class.
mayor. I was gonna say.
Yeah, let's stop by the
Yeah.
mayor's office just real
Mhm.
fast.
Oh, you
Yep,
gotta
yep, yep.
double check.
Maeve fully does
Um,
not believe that shit.
Okay.
Stopping at the mayor. If
Okay.
you can.
Well, I'll take you guys out of Talon then. So
Well, Claren lives in Talon, right?
She does.
5 Grove Street. Should we stop there first then? We're in Talon?
Well, we're
Yeah.
in.
We're in the office.
Oh,
right
okay. I
now.
think she said we
Okay.
were it.
the Above North Wellness center is in Valheim, and then she lives in Talon, so you would have to cross anyways. So
Yeah.
on the way there, you stop at the city hall and go up the stairs, and the door is open, which as of late never really is. And you see the mayor just sitting at his desk as he's writing away with a quill, and the mayor's assistant just dusting some books and dodging flying papers and other books that are just floating around the room.
Excuse me, would you have a moment of time to confer with us on a small matter?
Well, given who's standing on my door right now, it's never a small matter. Of course. Come on in.
Make no approach. I was telling the others about something strange that Alloy had told me, and it seemed untrue, but I wanted to confirm with you. It mentioned that they'd been given permission by you to tag along with us.
Oh, well, I didn't say that in particular. No, so I talked with Alloy, and given what Crime had told me about their statement, that they were proven to be non-deceptive in their statements and the reasons and intentions as to why they were following you, which is congruent to the first time. And they had expressed to me that they felt that they could help in some ways with the public in regards to their perception on us. And given that most of the city gets their insight on our intentions from the Daily Ignition, which is not associated with the government at all, I thought if they really, really wanted to help, maybe I would give them a little bit of a shot at being a liaison, a little bit of a personalized journalist for our own, if that makes sense, in exchange for them obtaining information from the public to give to us as to how to better the city. I did say that they are able to work with squads to obtain information, but not follow you around in particular.
Burst into the room. Can I please appear
Yes.
at this
Yes,
moment?
His door is open, so you can.
It's not a small matter. I've made it.
And the situation will be in effect when?
Well, Alloy was tried earlier today, and once that they've had the training on the, public speech, if you will, and engagement, they will be able to start their work. They will, of course, be under the supervision of Jessica Kai, as he points to the same tiefling woman that you've seen before, with her green hair and red skin. As she salutes to all of you, Alloy is to report to Jessica Kai at the end of every day on their findings and on their behaviors throughout the day. Every morning and every evening. So rest assured that Alloy is equipped to do the job properly, as he winks to all of you guys of a nod of, hey, I know we can't fully trust this person 100% just yet. That's what that wink was all about.
See. And Matthew will kind of stare up and down at Alloy.
Like everyone else here, of course, Alloy will build themselves up to better ranks, you know. As of now, they're in an entry-level position, so Alloy, I will state that, the privacy of the squads are to each their own.
We're to entrust information to an individual whom I have arrested for trespassing and interfering with an investigation twice.
The reassurances are part of Jessica Kai's job. Reviewing their actions and notes of the day. They are not allowed to publish as of yet. Of course, we would have to get a couple of other heads in here for editing, reviewing, publishing.
We're going to have a city-sanctioned newspaper?
Statement. Official
Now
statement.
we're talking. I like where this is going.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Man.
Thank you.
Of course.
Abram's leaving.
I'm following directly behind me.
Is Alloy making any attempt to hide themselves?
No, only to your direct. If you swerve, they're gonna be like that, but you're gonna see their hair.
Kadani is just kind of watches Alloy leave right after Mavrin, looks back at the mayor with wide eyes. I get like a look of, "Are you seeing? Oh, okay." And just kind of walks hesitantly behind.
I believe that's our cue, Drench.
Mr. Bleakwood, stay behind for a moment.
Certainly. I'll catch up with you, Drench.
Just do follow after the others.
I just wanted to follow up on a conversation last night. I really hope that I didn't
Oh.
plant any seeds of doubt at all.
No, that's... Your well were comforting, I presume, would be the word. Reassuring, perhaps. Although I still have my suspicion. But otherwise they were compelling enough.
Well, I'm glad. I understand. And he gets up from his desk and starts walking over. And also, as he steps closer to you, Mr. Nayan, well, really, to all of you, I hope you know that I wouldn't jeopardize the quality of your work in any way. And I'm referring to Alloy. They don't have any authority over any of you, and in fact, it would be the other way around in technicality, in terms of ranking. And he looks towards the door to make sure there's nobody there. I do believe that they have good intentions, and the intentions that we all have here. We want the city to be better, and sort of like you, I'm giving them a chance.
I will try to have as much of an open mind as you on the matter.
Yes, and if you could, try to convey that to the others. I have troubles with doing so at times. But I think they sort of look up to you. Sort of. He says as he crosses his arms.
That seems somewhat of a stretch. An extensive one.
Perhaps. But thank you for understanding. I appreciate it.
I'll convey the information as best I can to Drench. He is more of the voice of reason amongst us all.
Yes. It's always the quiet ones, isn't it? As he jests and nudges you on the shoulder.
Was there anything else?
Nope. Not at all. Just do that, and we should be all set. But thank you, he says as he puts his hand on your shoulder, gives us a firm squeeze, and then he starts to walk away, and his hand lingers just for a second before walking back around to his desk and sits down.
Matthew, stiff as a board the moment he puts his hand.
Something wrong, Mr. Blakewood?
No, you have a good rest of the day, sir.
Right on,
And you'll
soldier.
depart. He'll pause at the shoulder and he will carry on.
Okay, so yes, Maverick, where are you going? Where's Alloy following to you two?
What
This is a little after mid-sun.
Maverin's just kind of. I don't see she's stomping. She's moving with purpose towards the entrance to City Hall to leave the building, and just kind of assuming everyone else is coming.
I think we should do an obituary.
You think?
Yeah, as like a publication that's like official for us as like the government.
Great suggestion.
Don't we
Aloy,
already have one of those?
But like I think we can make them better. I'm just spitball.
Drench kind of walks up next to Alloy, and is there parole officer around, or did she kind of leave Alloy?
She's there with you.
Where's the owner? Whose dog is this?
No.
She
Where's-
is walking behind you guys, but a little bit more leisurely.
Okay. Alloy, I want to make a statement to you, and it's going to be, how do I put this? Very blunt. I do not trust him. I don't think the most of us here do, but me specifically. And don't take this the wrong way. Last time you were with us, when you fought with us, in the training ground place where we fought that, whatever it's called, there was a lot of harm that you caused my friends here, and I as well. That is a big, to me at least, it is a big lack of responsibility on your abilities, and it does not make me trust you very much. That being said, like the mayor has said to us, we are giving you a chance. Please don't make us regret it.
I'm gonna salute, and I'm gonna start bawling my eyes out. I'm gonna salute down. Understood.
Oh, well, it looks like you're off to a good start, honey. And she starts patting your back. You know what? You have a good day, okay? When you're done, go back to your temple. I'll be there, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, have a good day, sweetie. Bye-bye. She starts walking away.
Maven is just like, this clenched, knuckles white, like, very tense.
I think I get it.
And Matthew, you catch up to them. See Matthew running. A rare occasion.
Whoa. Right on, soldier.
Everything okay? Matthew, your voice has been taken.
You're speechless.
I was just saying that he was mostly quick stepping, right? Not running per se. Definitely.
He would never
Walking with-
debase himself to run.
No, exactly. Would never do that.
With problems.
Anyway. I'm sorry, Gadoni, what do you say?
What was that? Sorry, I was trying to pull my notes back up. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's
No, that was just so in
Good
character. Is Kadani thinking about something?
I mean,
Oh.
fair. That's fair, though.
I'm sorry.
Can I do an insight check to see if Kadani is
I
a
was
limp today?
Is that an insight check?
My
No,
mind
it's
was
a me- it's a-
elsewhere.
It's a medicine check.
But yes, everything is all right.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
The mayor simply wanted to state the circumstance of Alloy and remaining open-minded regarding their second chance.
I already gave Aloe a second chance when I first met them, which was thrown quite directly in my face, might I add. I don't do second chances quite lightly, so feeling a little bit, I don't know, put off.
Second chance is not a term quite used in Vaxxilin, I will say. So this is as much of a adaptation from yes to you. Though I do believe that the Mayor's World have some significance regarding the situation, especially when considering our own group.
Well, who am I to question the mayor? We've work to do, don't we?
We have.
Guess I'll be fine with it if he vouches for it. I just don't want to be drawn again.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that that was bad. I thought I was drawing you and making it look cool.
No, if I'm yelling at people when I wasn't.
Oh, I thought it was more like, you know those posters when the people are yelling and they're holding up the thing and then it's like motivational and it's trying to like get you to like get up and like work and do the stuff. I thought it was like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not even gonna roll an insight check. Donnie just implicitly goes okay and will accept the apology. All right. Well, thank you for apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation?
Yes.
Walking and talking. So, you guys end up at Claren's home. Yeah. I think it was Maeve who went there by herself the last
Yeah.
time.
It's on
So,
524
you're
Grove
familiar
Street.
Yes. You're familiar with the place. And so you get there. You guys just love how like gradually my voice has gotten more and more hoarse.
Peter, the
Girl,
horses here.
same.
And then
Girl,
I say horse for the
same.
correct.
You guys are doing great.
So you guys arrive.
Donnie, I believe you were the one who wanted to come here. Would you like to lead this investigation?
And the maid's name is Clara or Claire, correct?
Claren Fall.
Claren.
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 I apologize. I am running low on all of my liquids, and all right. She'll go up and knock on the door. Bump, 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 bump. Miss
One
Clyde,
minute,
are you here?
Maria. You hear? Here, 1 minute, will you? And you hear some footsteps and open the door, and it looks like a male, sort of older Bucentaur person, like the half cow, half person. And You see, like, it's his skin is white, and there's like black patches of his fur all over. It's like big, messy blob of like salt and pepper hair going down up and around his ears and his horns. A tail swinging at his back. How you do?
Hello, is Claire at home?
Claren. Yeah, she's here. May I ask who is this?
My name
You
is
all-
Kadoni DeCanto. I am with the Enforcers. She's on. I just wanted to check on her because I know that she's been through a lot, and I wanted to make sure she was okay.
That I suppose. Claren. He turns. And you hear a yes? There's someone here to see you. It's the police again. And he walks away. You hear some lighter footsteps, and out pops Claren. You see that she's wearing a very, like, pretty much her nightwear. Very dressed down. Her hair is not up in like a ponytail or a bun like you've seen her previously. And she greets you all with a smile. Oh, I remember you, she says to you, Kadani. And you. She sees Maven in the background. Is everything okay?
Seeing her in her nightwear with her hair not done or anything, I know it's only been like 2 weeks and stuff, but yeah, Donnie's a little bit more stiff than she normally is, and she's actually a little bit more frightened. Hey, Claren, how are you doing today, hon?
Hi, I'm doing quite well. Yes, I'm fine. Considering it all, I went to the funeral of the Joneses.
Imagine that must have been very hard, but I imagine the family would have absolutely appreciated having you there.
I did shed many tears for them. They were wonderful people.
Donnie will reach forward and she's gonna set a hand on Claren's shoulder, just comforting. I wanted to swing by, just check on you, because I know that you were close to the couple, and I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yes, I'm faring quite well. Just with my dad and my ma and a couple of my family members. I haven't been able to find any work, embarrassing to say, she says.
I imagine this must be a really hard time right now. I'm so sorry, dear.
Well, doesn't seem like anyone really wants to work with someone who had employers that are no longer here.
Question.
Yeah.
Do we know if there's openings in like the janitorial department in the city hall, or if there's any other
Anyone that
openings?
needs to print papers?
Yeah.
You could definitely make a history check to see.
My ears perk up.
God, can I give that help to this?
Can I
Um,
give the help action?
Yeah, can I give the
Well-
help action of a history
well-
check to somebody?
Well, if you had mentioned this to Claren already and Alloy heard, then they can make the check.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I should be the one to do it though.
All right, I'll roll the history check. Woo! It's a fucking 16 plus 2, 18.
Yo, crazy. Okay, so yes, you do remember, way back in the first arc, about Falcon's community service options, and one of the was a janitorial position. And so you are aware that they're always looking for help at the city hall. Specific jobs you can't really tell, but you know that most likely there are open ones.
Have you tried applying for the city hall? I mean, we take anybody. And with your qualifications, I mean, you kept house of a gigantic house all by yourself, and you kept the secrets of your masters and everything, your employers and everything. So, have you tried applying there?
Oh no. I would think that that would require some more qualifications, but you really think they would take me?
I mean, if you need a reference, I'm more than happy to write you a letter. And yes, Alloy.
I was gonna say I could also help for reference, and then I just sit back down.
Oh wow, this is so generous. Thank you. Thank you so much. I guess I'll give it a try then.
Absolutely, absolutely. And are you sure that you're feeling okay here, hon?
Oh yes, I'll be fine. My family do a great job at comforting me.
That's good. That's good. And you've been feeling. I understand that during these times, um, it's really hard losing somebody, and for many, many, many moons afterwards. But if you need somebody to talk to, you're always free to reach out too. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's
Mhm.
really, really kind of you all to check in on me. I didn't expect this.
Well, I'll get out of your hair, but if you need anything whatsoever, and I'll keep an eye out for your application to come through, and if you need a reference letter, I'm willing to write one for you.
Thank you. I'll do that right now. Actually, Ada.
Okay, wonderful. And Donnie will back up, and we'll pat her on the shoulder, and we'll back up to give Clarence some space and look to anybody else if they wanted to ask her anything or anything.
Can Alloy reach into their little bag and then give them the Fool card?
Sure.
Hell yeah. Here's my card.
Oh, thank you. Who are you?
I'm Alloy. I think we might be able to work together, but we don't have to worry about that right now.
Oh, well, I'm Claire, and I don't think we've met before. But thank you.
You're like kind of a celebrity.
Well, I think for all the wrong reasons, but thank you.
Well, no, not
Well,
like
thank
that.
you for.
But yes. And then I curtsy.
And Donnie will also do a little half bow as well, to help with Alloy's little presentation. But keep us updated, okay?
I will. I'll fill the application out right now.
All right. Well, you have a rest of a wonderful day.
You all too. Thank you all. As she, you know, waves to everyone that's in the back.
And Donnie will return back to the rest of the squad. Wait until she hears Claire and click the door shut. And we'll go, okay. She doesn't seem to be affected by the melancholy, but I am a little worried about the state. You know, it's past mid-sun, and she's dressed for bed, but she doesn't seem to be in the detachment thing that we were talking with Dr. Bridgie about. So that's good.
No, don't notice anything either.
Neither as well. She seemed to have a good support around her, to at least keep her in check.
Mm-hmm. I'm just worried because with the state of the house the way it was, Dr. Bridgie mentioning about them not caring about themselves anymore. If it might have been something on her side too, but she seems okay. And if she does do the application, that does show that she does, care. And also means she'd be at the city hall, so we could keep a closer eye. But so I have a few other people I need to reach out to. I'll think about that later. And she's thinking she's going to go and she's going to go talk to Melinda's mom and see if Melinda's mom might be willing to apply. But that is going to be happening during free time.
I'm gonna make a book club.
Okay, so as you all go about the rest of your day, it's pretty much business as usual. As the sun starts to go down and things of that nature, you are just able to return to your homes with the information that you were given. And we take our eyes to the medical unit of the city hall. And we go through a set of double doors and we see a goblin woman with graying hair and a lab coat, some gloves that she is discarding in the trash can next to her, and grabbing her coat and fixing up all of her paperwork for the day. And as she's shuffling through paperwork, it's sort of like a shared space with all the documents, she accidentally knocks over a pencil that goes into the trash can that's beside the desk. And she goes to pick it up, and she sees a piece of paper that's torn. And she picks it up and has a face of confusion because said paper seems to be from a file that was half written, which doesn't happen given that any mistakes that are made for any sort of reports in this unit are kept and, saved in a file just for, future reference. And she starts to pick up more pieces and a face of frustration as she's thinking that probably some rookie had made the mistake. But then as she picks up two more pieces of paper, she sees the name Dr. Browd cast as the observer. Even more confusion as Dr. Broadcast is very established in the industry and renowned. And she clears the desk and starts to piece together the paper, and as she's reading through it, she goes over to the file that's current. Takes a look at that report. And as her eyes widen, she drops the file and goes into the operating room. And that's where we end.
Is Dr.
What do you
Broadcast
mean?
Oh,
lying
boy.
to us?
Dum dum dum.
What? What's
Well,
going on?
I think you and I caught it, right, Shay? We called it. There's
Uh,
something freaking
yeah,
going on in the medical unit.
yeah,
What the
we
heck?
did, we did.
Yeah, you
What?
were.
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
did.
it's an inside. Oh my god.
It's
Is
an
it
inside job.
I've never
No!
trusted the government. I've been saying it's a psyop.
You work
I
for the
make
government.
sandwiches. I know baloney when I smell it.
I'm not a big
I am the
fan of the
government. I
government.
don't trust
Not a big
myself.
fan of the government.
I'm not a big fan
We
of the
stated,
government.
we stated last time, it's like, hey, if the autopsy comes out normal, we're gonna get a little bit suspicious.
Yeah.
And I mean, the autopsy came back normal, so.
Was Dr. Broadcast the one who was talking about this earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He also
Yeah.
very casually said, "Yeah, well, I tore them apart," and I
Wait,
like,
what?
yeah, that's
I was
true.
like, that's a little fucking visceral. It's like, yeah, well, I vivisected them. Oh,
He's half
Vi-
bird.
well,
I don't-
vivisection is dissection
Is
if the
alive.
subject is
That's
Well, I
alive.
mean, hey,
So that's
maybe.
even like, hey, oh my god.
Hey, oh.
I didn't say anything because Drench probably would have done the same thing in their shoes. 'Cause he doesn't
That's true.
care.
That's
But-
true, but like, you don't gotta present it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
Uh,
fuck.
Dr.
I-
Broadcast is in on it. He's his inside job. Oh gosh.
Maybe
They're with the mental health lady.
Dr.
Okay.
Bridgie.
Mhm.
I've never
Oh,
trusted her.
Dr. Breedy is a safe NPC. I'm saying it
Oh
now.
my god.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
on.
okay.
Is it? Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're
Sure.
saying it. Is it true? I don't know.
Yes,
Only the NPC
true.
that are
because-
above 300-year-old are trustworthy. Goddamn. God.
Oh gosh.